Hey everybody, it's your friend Jason Pound here answering the top questions asked by home buyers and real estate investors in today's real estate market. The question we're tackling today, why was my offer not accepted? A great question to be asking if homes are sitting on the market longer and prices are kind of stagnating. How come no one's taking my offer? Well, the short answer is it's either greed or ignorance, or both. However, as usual, let me over-explain. The example we're going to be using today is not going to be based on the average or median sales price in the greater Oklahoma City metro area. Instead, we're going to be focusing on the typical rent payment. It is not common in the greater OKC metro right now for your monthly rents to be, for a decent average house, somewhere between $1,500 and $1,800 a month. As a result, most first-time home buyers, when they reach out to us, they're trying to keep their monthly payment right around $1,500. To do that, your price point is going to be somewhere between $120,000 and $150,000. That mortgage payment is going to consist of taxes, it's going to consist of insurance, it's going to consist of some sort of mortgage insurance to protect your lender in case you default, and then finally, principal and interest to pay off your loan. So with those four components, that is what is going to drive your monthly payment to be higher than what you would see if you just Googled and said, hey, what's a monthly payment for a $200,000 loan? There's more than just paying your loan back, way more. So when you purchase a house around $120,000 to $150,000, there are four main buckets of expenses. Your down payment is a minimum of 3.5% for most loan programs, which would put a down payment around $5,000. We can get that waived with down payment assistance if you qualify. Then your closing costs, which include loan fees, title fees, appraisal fees, things of that sort, it's going to be around $5,000, give or take a little bit. Your escrows, you have to pay 15 months of taxes and insurance up front. You pay a full year's worth, and then you pay 3 months in advance to set up your escrow account, which is pretty stinking close to the down payment amount. As a rule of thumb, around $5,250. And then finally, inspections. You never want to buy a house without going over that place with a fine-tooth comb. You want to know the demons you're about to buy. And, it goes up and down depending on how many systems you're having inspected, but 1,100 is a good estimate. So all total, you need to have access to around $16,000 to $17,000 either saved up, or you have to have a down payment assistance program, and you can negotiate up to, on different loans do it differently, but on the typical loan, you can negotiate 6% of the purchase price in closing costs paid by the seller. Now, the thing I want to draw your attention to is, why would a seller who is selling their house for $150,000 voluntarily give up $9,000 out of their pocket to give to the buyer to help them buy their house? Think about your situation. If you had an asset for $150,000, would you sell it for $140,000 if you could sell it for $150,000? Well, that is the situation that we are in with most home buyers in the market right now. They are either greedy or they are ignorant and just don't know how things work. At this price point of $120,000 to $150,000, it is going to be very, very rare for you to find a perfect house in perfect condition. Something on this list is going to be wrong, if not at least 3 to 4 somethings. The cosmetics are going to be off. You're going to have to go in and put some lipstick on your pig. You're going to have to paint it. You're going to have to put some tile. You're going to have to do something to it. A lot of times the roof is going to be old and you're not going to be able to get insurance on it, so you're eventually going to need to replace that yourself. A lot of times the foundations are starting to shift and settle, causing cracks in the masonry and in the sheetrock. The electrical systems are often old and outdated. The Plumbing often has roots in it when the drain is going to the main and it drains slowly, or you will have bad plumbing material in some way, shape, or form inside of the house. And then finally, the HVAC is getting old. If they haven't had the funds to maintain the property, the HVAC is one of the last things that they maintain. So an HVAC system is easily going to cost you $12,000 to $15,000 on a small house. You might get it down to $8,000, maybe, but things have gone up. Plumbers are not cheap. It's hard to get a plumber out for under $1,000 for anything. If there's digging involved, it's going to pop up to $2,000 plus quickly. Electrical has not gotten cheaper. Foundations have not gotten cheaper. Roofs have gotten more expensive than ever. Roofs that used to be $9,000 just a few years ago are now closer to $15,000 to $20,000. So when you put all of these together, why are deals falling apart? Well, the sellers know that if you're using down payment assistance and you're trying to hit them for closing costs, they know that once you inspect the property and you see all the things that are wrong with the property, you're going to come back and you're going to ask them to fix those things. And you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't get a discount off of the price to cover the repairs that you need to do if you're going to hit them for the max closing costs. And if you are going to hit them for a discount to cover some of these items, you can't ask them for closing costs, because these repairs over here are probably going to take a minimum of $10,000, if not more, to get them up to snuff. And you've already hit them for $9,000. That's $19,000 that you're asking them to take out of their pocket and give to you as the buyer. And that's not the way the world works. So you either need to quit being greedy and lower your price point and save some more money so you won't be house poor, or you need to quit being ignorant and educate yourself and find out what it really costs to purchase a house and speak with a lender and see if you are truly in a situation to make that happen. At the end of the day, if you have not saved up enough money, you're going to have to make sacrifices somewhere on this board. You're either going to have to make the sacrifice and pay your own closing costs, or you're going to have to make the sacrifice and not ask for the discount on the property. Very rarely is it possible to find both. It is. We have clients where we do it, but it's very, very hard because you're not the only one searching in that price point. If a house in mint condition in that price point hits the market, I guarantee you there's going to be a bidding war. There's going to be multiple offers. And if you needed lots of help to buy it, your offer's probably not going to be chosen. My name's Jason Pound with Jericho Pound Realty Group, Keller Williams Molnix. In Norman, we service the entire Oklahoma City metro area. If we can ever be of service, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to serve. In the meantime, peace out. Have a great life.